Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day today. Welcome to another, and I mean another amazing money talk this morning. Today, I have the pleasure to talk to you guys about the plan, like I talked about yesterday. It's important to talk about plans. How are we going to plan to win the money game? What are the things that we're going to do in order for us to win, right? Because we can't just keep surviving the money game. We can't just keep getting through and getting by, right? These are words that we can't keep using these words. Get through, get by, survive. No, it's time to win, right? It's time to win. And I really want us to really take this, this major approach towards winning, and we got to be aggressive with winning. How bad do we want to win? What do we want to do to win? Are we going to stop? Right? We can't stop. We can't give up. We can't just keep going by and getting by anymore. It's time for us to win, right? So I just want to come on today, and today's money talk. We're going to share about the plan on how to build wealth, a plan on how to be successful, a plan on how to take control. My question is, are you ready to take control? Right? Are you ready to be in control? Are you ready to take control? Do you want control? Right? When are you going to seek and take back control of your money? Take control of your life. Take control of everything that matters to you the most. You got to start taking back control. Control is yours to take, and it's important for you to do such. You can't sit around and let these things keep taking control of you. It's not right, right? It's not right. It's not right that you let control you being controlled by money. No, the question is, are you ready to take back control? Do you want control? Or do you want to keep giving it away to some accountant? Do you want to keep giving it away to some financial advisor? You want to give it away to some your guy or your girl or your man, whatever. It's time for us to be a responsible human being. We got to know how to be in control. We got to take control. And it's time you take control. So the question of the day is, do you want control? You could comment that or even put that in the chat room. You got to let me know. Do you want control? Do you want control? Do you think you deserve control? If you are still second guessing that, let me tell you here, let me be the first to tell you this morning that yes, you deserve to be in control. You deserve to be the one that calls the shot. You deserve to be the one who make these decisions for you and your family, because at the end of the day, nobody loves your family like you do. So that's the reason why today, yesterday I gave you the plan. Today I'm going to break down yesterday you got the goal. I mean, you got the goal yesterday, correction. You got the goal yesterday. Today you're going to get the plan. And once you have the plan, then you understand what to do. So let me break it down for you. You ready? Let's break it down now. Now, I'm pretty sure you're working right now, not with the intention, right? Not with the intention that I'm just going to work to make some money. I'm pretty sure that's not what you do, right? I'm just going to work because I want to make some money, right? I'm just going to work because I just want to save a little money. I'm pretty sure that's not why you're doing this, right? So if that's not the reason why you're doing this, then think about this. Why do you work to make money then? Why do you go as hard as you do? And if it's not about building wealth, then what is it? If it's not about building wealth, what is it? What is it? Because that's why I would love to learn what is your intention. And you can share that too in the comments, right? But let me give you a plan. It's very simple. It is very, very simple how to build wealth. It's very, very simple. Let me tell you, there's even a formula. Now, the formula says if you take money, okay, if you take money plus, write it down, it's just like a math equation now. So it's money plus time plus or minus rate of return minus inflation minus tax, and that equals wealth. Okay? So once again, let me say that for you again. This is money plus time plus or minus rate of return, right? Minus inflation minus tax, and that equals wealth. So now you got the equation, right? Now you got the plan. So as you can see that we have the plan, we have the equation. It's now, well, how do we put it together? How do we formulate it? How do we make it work? What are the things that we must do in order to make it work? Now, making it work requires even a simpler method. It's just a matter of, well, what do you do with the formula? What is that pertaining to your money? Right? What is that pertaining to your money? What must you do to find the money? Because most people still, Keon, doesn't it take money to make money? Absolutely it does. Absolutely. You're absolutely 155% right. It does take money to make money. So how do you make money? This is what I teach you. And I'm going to teach you today that you got to get to this concept, right? These are concepts. Remember, it's not the product, it's the concept. So the concept that you got to learn, and the concept I want you to practice, because wealth is about practice, you know, it's about habits. It's about the habits you develop. It's about the habits you practice. So the practice habit that I want you to practice is this. I want you to practice to pay yourself first, right? Pay yourself first. Now, you're probably hearing this. It's probably sound foreign to you for some of you guys. And it probably sound like, what? What? Pay myself first? What do you mean? Well, pay yourself first is a simple concept that requires you to do one thing. And it's one thing only. You got to set aside 5 to 10% of your income to save for the future. If possible, save 15% or more. You need a treat. Do you hear what I'm saying? The key words, I'm going to repeat it again. You need to treat yourself like a bill that you must pay and pay it first. Okay? You got to treat yourself like a bill and pay yourself first. Because until you learn to pay yourself first, you cannot find the money that you need to build wealth for yourself. So that's the reason why you got to get into this habit and this mind frame that I got to pay myself first. I got to treat myself like a bill. I got to do these things because I know this is the money that's going to save my family. I got to do this. So you got to keep yourself and say, I got to pay me first. Before I start dishing out money to the cable man, to the car man, to the bills man, to whoever man and woman, you better make sure that you pay yourself first. Now, how much do you pay yourself? Well, you got to set aside at least 5 to 10%, 15% or more, right? 5 to 10%, 15% or more. So how do you find this 5 to 10% or 15% or more? When you get your paycheck, you just times your paycheck by 0.20, which is 20%, or 0.15, which is 15%, or 0.05 for 5%. You got to times your paycheck, what you make, times it by that. That tells you how much you're willing to pay yourself first. And that's the money that you put away to save, invest, to make growth for you. That is your retirement money. That's the money that takes care of you money when you get older money, right? Because you think you're going to be young forever. How many of you guys think you're going to be young forever? Right? I remember when I was 12 years old telling girls that I was 18. Look at me now. I'm 32 years old. When did that happen? Got 5 kids. When did that happen? My oldest is 9 years old. Oh my God. When did that happen? It happened with time. Which then leads me to my other conversation. Time. Why is time? Why is it said plus time? Why is time such an important element in building wealth? It's because compound interest. It's because the idea of Rate of return. What kind of a rate of return are you getting on your money? You got to understand rate of return. So time is money. And the thing is that procrastination is the enemy of time. So what I'm trying to tell you is that time. You got to realize that you got to give your money enough time for it to compound. I mean, compound means double. And you got to make sure that you give it time. You can't get rich overnight unless you hit the lotto. And we already know how that works out with the lotto thing, right? You don't want to be another statistics of the lotto. 5 years and you were broke and then you were before. hmm You know why most lotto people that win the lotto go broke? Because they have no financial literacy. They got what's called hyper inflated lifestyle. Let me tell you something. If I win the lotto tomorrow, $1 million, $3 million, nothing changed for me. The only thing that changes, that money's gone somewhere to go make me more money. That's the only thing that changed for me, right? You ain't gonna see me come out of nowhere driving a Lamborghini. No, that is stupid. Why would I do that? Oh, you're not gonna see me buy a big old mansion. No, that is stupid. I'll buy me some properties. I'll go own some land. Yeah. I'm gonna find something that makes me money. I'm gonna put that money in my life insurance. Of course. I ain't gonna buy no stupid material stuff. I'm gonna put that money to work so I can keep up with inflation. Right? I want to put my money that keep up with inflation. It goes up when inflation goes up. Right? So here's the thing. With time, time and the rate of return goes hand to hand. Okay? Because it takes time for the compounding of the interest for your money to double. So that's why it says plus time, but here's the double-edged sword. It says plus or minus rate of return as well. Why is it plus or minus rate of return? Why couldn't it be plus rate of return? It's because rate of return could work for you or it could work against you. So you got to pay attention as well, because that's the plan. You got to make sure that, hey, you got to make sure that inflation is what you got to make sure that the rate of return is working for you and not against you. Okay? You got to make sure that is working for you and not against you. What I mean by this, you better stop borrowing these people money. You better stop using these people's money at a high interest. How is it that you go to bank? How you going to put your money in the bank? And then when you use their credit card, their interest for using their credit card is 10, 15, sometimes 20%. And then when you put your money in that very same bank, they give you less than 1%. Come on now, you're losing. You're losing the money game. You're going backwards, man. You're supposed to be the hustler, not the customer. Right? When are you going to stop being the customer and start being the hustler? I love that song Jay-Z said, I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler, baby. My thing is, are you a hustler? Are you the customer? You got to stop being a customer, man. I'm a hustler. It's in my blood. It's in my DNA. I'm a hustler. So when I look at people's money, I want it at a low interest rate. Or I don't want your card. No, thank you. And if I do use your card, I pay it off the same month. No money off me. Right? I'm not going to carry that debt from month to month unless it makes me some actual, it has to bring me some value. Maybe I'm trying to work on my credit, so I realize that that's the game I got to play for a little bit to build the credit score to a certain way. But you got to be strategic when you're doing this. You can't just go out here carrying these bills month to month for no reason. You got to be strategized. Like I said, man, are you a hustler? Or are you a customer? Right? You got to choose one. You can't be both. You ever hear the thing that say don't get high off your own supply? You better stop getting high off them credit cards. You better stop getting high off them loans. Right? Stop getting high off your own supply. So that's the reason why when it comes to the rate of return, you got to pay attention to what interest. And then here's another thing, guys. You got to pay attention to what kind of interest you're getting on your money or for your money or against your money. Because you got to pay attention and say, well, what kind of interest am I getting? Is it compound interest or is it simple interest? OMG. You got to know. Do you know the difference? What kind of interest are you getting on your credit cards? Compound or simple interest? Simple interest means that they're just going to charge you interest upon the principal that every year. Compound interest means that they're going to charge you on the interest plus the compound plus the interest plus the principal, right? Guys, come on, man. Are you paying back interest plus principal to these people? Or are you just paying back the interest? See, we gotta know, man. That's why I look at the finance game and I said, man, it's the greatest hustle in the world. It's the greatest hustle in the world. But you got to choose which one you're gonna be. Are you gonna be the hustler or are you gonna be the customer? You can't be both. Because then now you're just getting high off your own supply. You got to choose one. You got to choose one. So which one you going to choose? Comment below, right? Comment or let me know in the comment section. Which one are you going to be? You're going to be the hustler or you're going to be the customer? You can't be both. If you do both, you get a high off your own supply. I'm not going to stop saying it until you get it. Because you got to win. So that's why interest and time play such a vital role inside of your financial development, right? Because you got to pay attention to what interest. That's why they say that compound interest, right? They say that compound interest unveils two kind of people in this world, right? They said that it unveils people who don't understand how interest work, and these people end up getting interest worked against them, and all they do is keep working for more money. Then they said that the compound interest unveils a second type of person, people that understand how interest work, and they make interest work for them. So that's why I tell you that you gotta realize which one you're gonna be, right? You gotta do it. Tiffany said, "I'm the producer." Right? That's the political correct way to say it. Absolutely. Yeah, you got to be or you gonna be the producer or the consumer. Right? I like that, Tiff. So, when it comes down to minus inflation, right? Why is it minus inflation? Because inflation is exactly what it is. It's a silent killer, man. It's like carbon monoxide. You be around it long enough, you can't see it, you can't taste it, you can't smell it, but yes, it will kill you. Can you imagine something so deadly? Something so deadly. You can't smell it, you can't taste it, but if you be around it long enough, you'll die from it. And a matter of fact, it kills you without no pain. Oh man, gee, no pain. No pain. You just sleep, never wake up. That's your money, man. Your money go to sleep every time. It just don't wake up. Your money don't. And guess what, guys? And you probably wonder, well, Keon, how does this happen to me? How does this happen to my money? How do I save my money from dying from carbon monoxide, this thing called inflation, the silent killer? How do I save my money? How do I win the money game with this one, Keon? Well, first, you got to understand how it's happening. Inflation keeps happening when our country keep printing more money than it actually earns. Now, who's this big bad printer? Who's the guy printing that? Who we got to talk to, Keon? Well, you got to talk to the Federal Reserve. They're the one who keep printing it. They're the one who keep printing more money than we actually earn. They're the one that keep dumping these currency inside of our economy. And the more they dump is the more we gonna keep. Let me tell you something, man. This is a whole craziness. It's a whole craziness. I don't know if you guys realize that the stores are now asking you, is it credit or cash? Because why? They're running low on a cash supply. I'm not here to give you all the details, but I'm here to tell you that there's a new monetary system getting put in place. Woo! Dropping bombs this morning. You better pay attention. There's a new monetary system getting put in place right in front of your eyes, and you don't even notice it. But hey, you got to pay attention to why JP Morgan is looking into these blockchain. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Why do you think they're asking if it's credit? Or is it debit? Is it cash? Because we don't want to take it. Oh boy. Guys, The only way you could beat inflation, the only way you could beat inflation is by making sure that the compound or even simple interest that you are receiving is higher than what inflation currently is today. Because if not, then you're not ready to play. You're not ready to play. You're not in the game yet, right? So you got to pay attention to these things. That's why I'm here to tell you them. So you could go, you know what? I just don't want you to come here and listen to me because you just say, oh man, such good stuff this morning. Man, Money Talk was awesome. OMG, I learned so much. No, no, no. It's for you to hear it, question it, go look it up some more, and you may actually learn some more. Go and see if this guy is crazy. He's just rambling. He's just trying to come up with things because he's run out of ideas to talk about. Man, he's done 72 something of these episodes already. How much more can he do? Go question it. Prove me right. Prove me wrong. Right? So here's the thing that I want you to know, that inflation is the silent killer. Inflation will be the very same reason why you can't stay retired. Because you plan to retire with $1 million saved up, and then 20 years from now, you may need $4 million because the money lost value because they kept printing it. The money's not backed by anything. It's we give the money power. Uh-oh. No, Keon, you're not supposed to say that out loud. But that's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to keep dropping things for you to go look into. Those that get it will listen. I hope it's one of you guys. Go listen. I know people say, oh, that's conspiracy talk. No, that's financial talk. Anybody with financial literacy and common sense could see that from a mile away. Why do you think your money losing buying power every year? Why do you think the price of goods and services is going up over a year? How many of you guys remember when a certain oil change used to be a certain amount of money, but this year the same oil change, same oil, same car, different price? How is that? How is that? People love to say it's taxes. No, you're confusing the thing. It's called inflation. So the only way to beat inflation when it comes to your money is to make sure that you're earning a rate of return on your money that is higher than what inflation currently is, and make sure that where you're investing your money and saving your money, it keeps up with inflation as well, or at least have the ability to. Okay. Now the next thing we got to look at, it says minus tax. Why minus tax? It's because here in America, let me give you guys a little history about America. Here in America, there was a time where we said no taxation without representation. And because of that very same one quote, then you guys probably should know it from the Boston Tea Party, we had a revolution. We fought. There was people shooting each other. They were fighting. They were like, I ain't paying no more taxes to England. This ain't right. And they fought. And our founding fathers put things in place where we never used to have to pay income taxes anymore. And then, you know what happened to us? It was 1910 when there was a meeting that was conducted on a little place called Jekyll Island. And this meeting put into play what was known as the Federal Reserve Act in 1912. In 1913, there was a thing called the Federal Reserve got put in play. The first income tax was then implemented in 1913, and it was called the First Income Tax Act. And because of that, we was at a 7% income tax. There was a time in the history where tax was at 94%. Yes, there was such a time. During the Reagan era, it was around 70%. During Obama's era, it was around 39%. And through Trump era, it's around 25%. And my man Biden said he wants to move it up to around 64%. So, what am I saying? What am I saying is that, let me tell you something. This whole monetary system is all broken. But anyway, I'm not here to speak politics. All I'm here to tell you is that taxes go up and down. You got to pay them. And if you don't pay them, you think the CIA is bad? You think the FBI is bad? I dare you to try the IRS. I dare you. I triple dog dare you to play with the IRS. The IRS come and take everything, including your baby. Do you hear what I'm telling you? Do not play with the IRS. There's two people in this world I don't play with, guys. I don't play with the IRS and I don't play with the CIA. You just got to know when to pick your battles. I don't play with them. I give them what they want. Yes, at this point, you got to realize who's the big bad, but hey, sometimes you just got to know to pick your fights wisely. I choose mine. Mine stops at the IRS and the CIA. Okay? That's my fear giving you guys a warning. All right? Play by the rules. They have enough rules in the books that everybody could win. You just got to learn them. That's why they tell you that there's 3 ways you're going to get taxed when you need it. You just got to understand how you want to play the game. The game is you can either pay your taxes on every earnings. All right? Every earnings. You can pay taxes on every earnings. That's called taxable. Okay? Because you got to get capital gains tax. Or you can pay your taxes later on every withdrawal after 59 and a half. That's called tax deferred. Or you could pay taxes never, where you pay your taxes in the beginning, right? And you don't have to pay any taxes on the gains later on. That's called tax advantage. That's why I tell people that don't choose your where you want to invest your money based upon how much money you can make. Make your investment thinking about how is it going to be taxed when later on when I need it. Because the game is not to just make money. The game is to manage the growth and understand how it's going to be taxed when I need my money. So that's why you got to really pay attention to that. That's why a lot of families should learn a lot more about tax advantages and look at the different vehicles inside of that vehicle, because one of the vehicles that's in there that I highly love, and I would advise it, not advise, I would suggest you guys to learn more about all of these vehicles. Vehicles like a Roth IRA or a 529 college savings plan or municipal bonds or health savings account, life insurance, long-term care benefits, right? These are just a few of the vehicles that's inside of our tax advantage bracket that could really do some very amazing things for you. But until you learn, then how can you earn? See, guys, this is the plan. Your plan is to pay yourself first. Put that money away with enough time. If you don't have a lot of time, you got to find the right rate of return, which could make up for time, right? And then when you find the right rate of return, you do the compound interest. You use the rule of 72 divided by the interest that you get on your money. That will tell you how much time it will take for that money to double for you. Then you got to make sure that the interest that you're earning is enough than what inflation currently is. And then depending on where you have that money with the inflation rate, you got to make sure that that money is going to be taxed a certain way. You got to make sure that, hey, I don't want to have most of my retirement funds where it's going to be taxed on every earnings. I don't want to have most of my retirement funds where it's going to be taxed later on every withdrawal. You want to look where you can get a tax advantage where I'd rather pay my taxes now where I know what taxes is today. And then that way later on, when taxes, go up and down, it doesn't affect when I start taking my money. So you got to pay attention. You got to play by the rules. That's why the wealth formula gives you a step-by-step guide in order for you to win the money game. That's what the wealth formula really is. So when you understand the wealth formula, you dissect it a lot more, and you really look into it, you start to truly understand the power of a plan. And the plan is for you to use the wealth formula. So I hope you guys learned a lot today. I hope that gave you a lot of insight. I hope you got a lot, okay? And tomorrow, we're going to break down how do you put together your budget to achieve your goal and a plan. We're going to break down the budgeting tomorrow, all right? And then the coming week, coming day, after tomorrow, right? We're going to break down inflation. Not inflation, we're going to break down your FIN number. See, I'm giving you the goal, right? I gave you the plan today. Tomorrow, I'm going to give you how to find the money to start all of this. with a budgeting plan. And then after that, I'm going to give you the understanding of how much you should save. Okay. Or what's your goal? How do you find out how much you need to save in order to retire? I'm breaking down all of this for you this week. So make sure you don't miss a day, because if you miss a day, then you miss the whole game plan if you're taking notes so far. This is pretty me giving you a full financial analysis, breaking it all down for you. All right. So quick announcements. As you know, break down already what we're going to talk about tomorrow. Also, just so you know, make sure you guys prepare for our workshops. All right. We have workshops Monday through Friday, Monday through Sunday. We have them at 2 p.m. and 10 p.m. Eastern time. All right. So go to the website and make sure you go check out the workshops and see which one. So, like you know, our 30 by 30 financial literacy campaign is important because financial education isn't an option, it's a necessity. And that's why World System Builder is committed to educating and empowering 30 million families by the year 2030. As you know, you're always invited to our financial literacy classes. And the question is, are you open to learning more? That's why I want to tell you that, hey, 4 steps to financial freedom. This is where you learn about money, right? And understand how to make money, save money, grow your money, and protect your money. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 10 a.m., 12 p.m., 6 p.m. Eastern time, we perform these classes so you could come and learn more. Also, every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and Saturdays at 12 p.m. Eastern time, we teach you more about the campaign. Once again, you can use the same login information that you're currently using to come and get access to these classes. You get to learn from either me and a few of my team members that we actually share and, educate you more. Also, I want you guys to check out my brother Rory Douglas. Check out Holla at the Scholar, and definitely check him out on YouTube and all social media platform. So once again, Money Talk every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. You can come on and come learn, and check us out on Spotify, YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, and all social media platform. And you can look us up at BShynaz as well. All right, guys. So I always want to remind you that you are one decision away from changing your future for the better. So always remember, the choice is always yours. Thank you for tuning in.